Yes, sir.
All the way up.
All the way up.
Freak.
Moment of silence, man.
What up, Raw Radio? We back.
We back.
In the building.
Back in the building. He's just back. Clear audio coming to you loud and clear because we got an important announcement. Couple important announcements to make about, man, we about to go live, man. About to go live. Oh, what you trying to get it? Nah, see what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Nah, listen here. We ain't gonna be on that bullshit, y'all. I'm gonna talk because I'm waiting on him. He looking at me. We looking at each other. But look,
hey, no. Let me get this out real quick. All right, y'all. So important announcement. Saturday, June 19, 2021, we will be at the Juneteenth community celebration on at 914 Highway 66 in Garland, Texas. So we're gonna be out there streaming a live show representing. And celebrating Juneteenth, which is the official Independence Day of Black America.
Whoa.
So it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a few different vendors out there. They're going to have a keynote speaker who I will announce a little later. But Raw Radio will be there. Capers Insurance will be in the building. Salute to Lisa.
Yeah, so we're going to be out there live, man. We're going to even, we're going to do something crazy. We're going to, set up a live broadcast. You'll see, we're going to go starting to work on our, platforms, Instagram and Facebook. But we're going to have, try to set up a live broadcast. So if you out in the area and you want to come through, and we'll be giving away, it'd be some giveaways and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, salute to the homie Mon who's putting this.
Oh yeah,
on.
Mon, big shout out, man.
A good brother who's had the idea for this event, and has just been putting in the work to get it done. So a big salute to him and thanks for the invite, brother.
Yeah, and
we definitely look forward to rocking it with you and meeting all the other vendors and just having a celebration of our ancestors.
Dang. That's deep, but yeah, shout out to that brother, man. I got the pleasure of meeting that brother, man. We was bowling, and that dude a cool brother, man. He about the same age group as us. It was dope to really that was one of the times I told you we met somebody that, listened to the show, but he was really tuned in and to raising awareness and the conversation that we have. We gonna invite him on there as well on the show to talk about it because that brother cut hair, right?
Yeah, and he also works for the school city of Garland, and he worked with my wife in the school district, and so that's how they met. And he used to actually do a gentleman's club for the young boys, where they would wear suit ties and dress shirts, stuff like that. So good brother, definitely a good brother, good spirit. But so look forward to working with him.
Hey, but with that being said, because when we was meeting that brother. And the dialogue was so on point. And he had a gentleman club and all that. And off air, we was talking about the importance of, man, you have so many good conversations off air, man. I wish I would have hit the record button. But as listeners listening, have you ever been in an instance where you've been out somewhere you didn't get no good service and you go straight to they, this, that, third, and the other race-wise? But he was telling me, the brother was telling it's more power in leaving than standing there and get bad service.
Yeah, it definitely is more power in leaving. At the end of the day, a person has to respect your dollar. Yeah. It doesn't matter how they look at you, how they view you, racially or any of those things. If you don't respect my dollar, then there's no reason for me to patronize your business. And you take the power when you walk out of the business. You don't bitch and complain that, you're not getting the best service, but you still wait for the damn service for them to, get to you when they get to you. And so, at the end of the day, I mean,
It's common sense, right? But it's really not common because
common sense is never common.
Because you even said like, and we got to think about this, visualize this, people, like when we talk about the convenience, because I've been by his house, right? And we go to this gas station down the street, and it's owned by certain people, and man, they know his name, they know his wife's name. It's like impressive, like, man, you a superstar at the damn gas station, right? But that was a collective bargaining between you and them to get to know each other, right? So, because you frequent that because it's right down the street.
Right.
And that goes back to the convenience part of it.
Right.
So a lot of us sometimes go get the bad service from whoever just because it's convenient. And we don't want to go outside of that box and find what you need somewhere else.
Right.
We rather like sit there, especially when you get this Asian hate coming. Brothers and sisters be cussing people out or whatever, but we don't really be on that, man. I mean, right. We do be on that, but not really on it. Yeah, you laughing and smiling. Stereotypes is a motherfucker because a lot of y'all be messing it up.
You know what? It's all about just good and bad. Some people, I always say this, out of every culture of people I've met, 50% that were decent, 50% that weren't. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? A lot of black folks, when they are out shopping, a lot of them can be rough. There's a lot of yelling. There's a lot of, a lot more attitude than needs to be portrayed. But, of course, there's just as many black folks that are just chill and just want good service and blah, blah, blah. And so that's with any business. It's with any people. It doesn't have a color. Yeah, true. Some people just don't have etiquette. You know what I mean? Some people aren't used to being out at a certain place or, inside voices, and you know what I mean? So that's all that's really about. It doesn't have no color because there's an asshole in every color.
Damn. But then you also said, and I wanted to share this with everybody else, it's like to keep on being, I'm not going to try to mess up what you said, but like to keep the racism going, that's more elementary, right? You said something along those lines, and I totally agree with you because at the end of the day, we all have a power of choice to decide to blame it on the quote unquote whatever color person you or race of person you dealing with, like fuck the whoever. Mm-hmm. But then you also said if we really want to be honest with each other, everybody, it's the government that you really have a problem with because they keep this agenda going. With keeping you down, all on the same page, right?
Yeah, the government has the power to change the law.
Mm-hmm.
That's who matters. Anyone that's in a position of power is who should really matter.
Mm-hmm.
So when we say the man, we're talking about the government, what holds the power of our destiny, meaning where can we live, where can we shop. Where can we, you know what I mean? Those are the things that matter, not some dude who just has a, Confederate flag in his yard and he's just as poor as you and he doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally agree. Me personally, I don't spend my time worrying about those that don't matter. If you don't have power, meaning you can't control my destiny and, those things, then you're irrelevant to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the elementary part. Your racism, I'm a nigger. You're elementary. Your mind is nowhere near what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're already beneath me. You already played your hand.
Mm.
You get what I
Damn.
mean? So that's what I mean with it being elementary.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But a lot of people would still, man, it's hard to give, man, it's not really hard, but it's a challenge not to go there because that's the easiest route out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But to draw it all back together, it's like the power that you possess by knowing something, like you said in the instance where you're not giving good service and leaving it.
Right.
And then like the power that you have to educate your young on the same thing. Because leading by example, so we don't say, hey, it's because you black. No, it's because we need to, they're stupid or whoever it is,
right,
by saying those words. And it's power in being who you are, but knowing what your power is. And usually in America, Atlanta capitalism is your dollar. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, to sum that all up, you come your ass out there to Garland, you see us out there with other businesses that's representing themselves, trying to get to the community so we can have that, what you have at the corner store, getting to know your neighbors and the people that's patronizing you.
Right.
So we can get away from that, man, because you go to black establishments and stuff, and you like, man, off air, this dude is trying to tell me, because I done went to a couple catfish spots, man, be the best catfish spot. But I done walked up, like, what you want? I'm like, what you, nah, for real?
What you want?
Like, for real?
Yeah.
And then they was like, then in the back, it's like the homie in the back with the trap music. And I love the music selection, but not up in here though. Like, but I am up in your environment patronizing you, but it's like, we gotta do better.
Because you expect a certain standard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's say trap music in general, you don't mind it walking into a barbershop because you expect it.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to get food, you know what I mean, and that it doesn't seem, it's not the right environment. You should be playing some Donny Hathaway or something.
Nah, but shit.
You know, but you know, I mean, and that's the thing. It doesn't mean that they're bad cooks. Doesn't mean that their service is necessarily bad. But you have to go where you feel comfortable. Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what I mean. Good service doesn't have a color. It's about the person. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If I don't feel like you value me being in your establishment, then it's up to me now. You put the ball in my court to either patronize you or not. I'm going to choose not to. I'm not going to be mad that your service was bad. I'm going to be mad at myself for still patronizing you with bad service. And I knew it was bad. I just didn't get my ass up out of there and say, I'm not going to deal with this.
Big facts.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So, all right, because then that leads to a question of like the establishment, like, because you know, when we talk about black-owned businesses, we don't really always have the best reputation. You know, that I know of. I've been in some good spots though.
Right.
But those soul food spots and stuff like you really want, it's like, man, hell no, I ain't going over there, because usually sometimes some barbershops, man, have some brothers hanging outside. It's just like, man, I don't want no problems, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not saying it's going to be a problem, but it's like,
I mean, but if it has the ingredients of a problem, it's probably going to be a problem. And I think a
music selection lets you know with that, just like back in the day, you put some Lil Jon on in the club, man, somebody was going to start throwing up some gang signs.
Yeah. And
it was going to be a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't understand. I don't want to tell people how to run their business, but it's like a certain level of respect for your reputation that you should have. Would you say that? Because I don't want to step on no toes.
How you represent your business is how you want others to perceive it. So if you represent it in a professional manner, and I think most people that patronize you are going to treat you and treat your business in a professional manner as far as how they, you know, act when they're in your business. But if you're, same thing happened with the brother that had the, like a seafood spot or something out here.
Oh, it's downtown? Yeah. They was twerking up in there?
Yeah, right, when they were twerking.
Yeah.
Now, he wanted a certain image for his building, for his business, which is fine. I understand it. But you did sprinkle ingredients of ratchetness into that with the sort of music you were playing.
Sure that.
And so when you sprinkle those ingredients, you get that result. You get what I mean? You're not going to have twerking if you playing Anita Baker. Ain't nobody going to think to twerk. You get what I mean? And that's not to say he can't play whatever he wants, but you have to understand your audience. If people hear twerk music, it makes them want to twerk. So don't play the music. Mm-hmm.
But that same brother opened up a club right behind this building.
Exactly. I bet they twerking it up.
Twerking like
so you need the Anita Baker for the crab spot. You know what I mean? And then get the trap music for the twerking.
But look, I ain't about to get on my people, man. Do what you doing if it's working for you. But my thing to expand and to draw more business in, meaning more of a clientele base of a different culture, to show that we good people. Because you owning a business and you establish and you getting, you know, you survived the coronavirus. I mean, you doing something right. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said earlier, just in talk right now, sometimes the environment, we talk about the twerk music. So I want to talk to other people, other cultures. If you in the hood, let's be honest, man. Don't go around here talking about all black folks this way, that, and the third. You in the environment, it's like you in twerk music. You going to get some twerkers around there. You know what I'm saying? You cannot be in South Dallas, you know, with establishment and not understand that, you know, it ain't always, you know, a certain kind of people going to come up in there. Hell yeah, they going to come in there cussing and loud and whatever because you in the environment. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you can't say, take that and go back home and be like, all black folks are this and that and the third. You know what I'm saying? Because you try to clean me up a little bit saying you can't say that, bro. You can't say all. And I totally agree with you. It's just that here lately, I've been maybe agitated by certain people because they didn't play me with my car. Now I'm just thinking like, hey, all that, you know, people like that on some BS, I ain't messing with them no more. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's why I don't fight racism. I don't fight it anymore. I embrace it.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you got, 6 billion people on this planet. Trying to fight against something that it's in the air. Like, I can't make every person like me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It don't matter. Let's take away every other culture on this planet and just put black people. It's going to be people that don't like you for whatever the reason. Mm-hmm. I don't have the right shoes on. I'm too short. They'll find something. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean? So it's a losing battle. Spiritually, I'm fighting a war. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I'm already out. I'm fighting a war spiritually. I'm not worried about this reality in the sense. You know what I mean? I gotta face it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not acting like I'm not a part of it and I'm, I'm unplugged. Nah, that's bullshit. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I've accepted the reality the way it is because I was born into it. I didn't make it. Mm. And so my biggest defense to this whole thing is outsmart it versus trying to change it.
That part.
I don't want everybody to like me.
That part.
I don't want everybody to like me, but I don't want everybody to hate me. I want to mess with people who spiritually we attach together. You know what I mean? And bad spirits, regardless of whatever color you are, bad spirits, I want them away from me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you'll spend half your time trying to battle for people to like you, but maybe those ain't the people you need to like you. Mm. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't. I don't care in that sense anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. I have to. Yeah. So whatever. R.A.W. Radio.
Yeah. So I really think that in closing, keep it going.
Man, keep it
that
going.
That boy said he want to keep it going. Y'all see me have to cut that.
I ain't been in the lab in a minute. You see how he just trying to.
I'm trying to set him up, y'all. But look,
out of here, y'all.
Because I was about to say something that was clever.
But I think not to cut you, it kind of gave me this idea, right?
Okay.
So the same way that we speak about businesses, let's say in the black community, not treating black people right. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you a black business that doesn't treat the black community right, and that's the radio stations. With all these black people feeding you poison all day, and we don't think about them as a business that serves our community that treats us like garbage.
Whoa!
Because it's blackface. See what I'm saying?
That's deep, bro. Because man, you know where you going with this, and I got a feeling, and y'all need to hear this shit straight up. They use the blackface, the familiar face,
right, to
spoon feed you all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Right. All the bad shit that you don't need, all the fucked up culture,
right?
The demasculation. You want to talk about the straight up.
Put it this way. One of the very first things when we talk about boycotting things that are unhealthy towards the black community needs to be these radio stations. Y'all don't play any sort of music with substance. If it's not bullshit music, then it's bullshit topics. You know what I mean? It's always topics of it's either some goofy laughter shit, let's all laugh and act like nothing's wrong, or it's it's just goofy shit. It doesn't have any substance to it.
Whoa.
And so you're feeding us the same poison that McDonald's is feeding us, and you're feeding us the same poison as the liquor stores. The only reason we ain't checking for y'all is because you get a black voice to give it to us.
Damn. And to me, it's a worse poison. And I don't even think worse poison is even worse. I mean, a word, right? But it's a mental poison, bro.
Right.
That fuck a liquor store because you can avoid that.
It's the first. Listen to me. It's the first. Your first dose of the day
it's some bullshit.
Is usually the radio or the news, right? And if that first dose is bullshit off the top, that's what you get. Like when you're a shorty, before you go, when you eat breakfast, and before you're waiting to go to school, you watched Sesame Street, stuff like that, stuff that helped to get your mind focused and get the juices flowing. Now a kid wakes up, he eats his breakfast, he's waiting on his school bus, and Atlanta Housewife is already on at 6:30 in the morning. You can't
disconnect yourself.
Then when he gets in his mom's car to go to school, it's trap music playing at 6 in the morning, 6:30.
Damn.
By the time he even made it to school, he's already heard, about trapping, pimping, hoeing, drugs. He ain't here. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And so before we even talk about what other cultures are feeding us, we have to talk about what we're feeding ourselves. And of course, we can go into the whole thing, well, it's not owned by black folks, blah, 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 blah. The point is stop fucking listening to it.
No,
and stop supporting it, because you're supporting it when you turn that stuff on.
But
you know what I'm saying?
I totally agree with you. And I think that's why more people should listen to R.A.W, because and that's why we don't get, in my opinion, reach as much people as we should, or any other platform like this, because it ain't tickling that eardrum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, they figured out what the 808 can do. We're spiritual people. We're people that move by the drum.
I think we should just talk with a beat on the back. We probably be sounding straight. We gotta preach the gospel with the beat on the back, bro. When the pastor go, no, this one right here. When the pastor go in at the end of the service, he always got the drum and people be standing up, pumped up. That'd be the closing of the church service. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shit. But hey, at the end of the day, keep your head up, keep your mind up, keep your spirit up, open that third eye, and get out the matrix of victimized belief. Of course, we will never erase the history of what happened to our people and what continues to happen. So I'm not telling you, there is no racism and you should just pull yourself up by the bootstrap. We don't talk like that. But what we do say is get back to your spiritual self. And when we all get back to our spiritual selves, we'll be able to win this battle, and be able to fight it with a lot more ammunition than what we're working with now, because the day of the victim is over. We're taking respect.
Man, the day of the victim is over. R.A.W, and we out.